Funding for Fair 2017 is brought to you by Friends, the Iowa Public Television Foundation. Mid-American Energy Company and its Energy Advantage program are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. The Iowa Lottery. Since 1985, proceeds totaling more than $1.7 billion have helped make Iowa a better place to live, work, and raise a family. More information is available at ialottery.com.
At EMC, our business is taking care of your business, and it has been for more than a century. We provide property, auto, and life coverage for nearly 500 types of businesses in communities across the country. Count on EMC.
Iowa Public Television presents Fair 2017. Here's your host, Bill Riley.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Riley. It's that magical hour again. Yep, it's time to bring you more highlights from the awesome Iowa State Fair. You know, it never ceases to amaze me, all the fun things to do and see out here at the fairgrounds. And I think tonight's program, well, I think we cover the whole spectrum. Here's what we're bringing you tonight. The always entertaining Ladies Rubber Chicken Throwing Contest. The intriguing stock dog trials, such talented pooches. And a look at the in-your-face tractor truck pull. It's gonna be a whirlwind of a show, so let's get started. First up, a veritable verbal virtuoso contest, otherwise known as the Auctioneers Competition.
All right, here we go. I'm going to $5 bill. We're going to give 10. We'll give 10. Okay, I'm going to stick to my day job and leave the fast talking to the pros. And we have some of the best here at the Iowa Auctioneers Association annual contest.
In February at the convention, the Iowa convention, they had a preliminary contest, and the top 20 from that contest come to the Iowa State Fair to compete one last time. I'm 80 years old, and I won't be coming back again.
It's metric, now 30. I ain't 30, here, now 20.
Get off it, $10, now 10 to 10.
I'm 10, get it, now 15, get it, 15, what about 15, thinking now 20, now 5.
The very first year I competed, I was in the rookie contest at the Iowa Auctioneer Association. That was in 2014. I had the honor to win the rookie contest that year. So this is the third year I've participated in the finals here at the Iowa State Fair.
40, hit a 40, 40, 40, and hit a 40, and 35, now 40, now 45, and hold on, $50, a minute number.
The younger generation is definitely getting involved. There's people from 10 years old to 110 years old doing auctions. So I'm 19. I started 2 years ago. I was 17 when I went into auction school. So far it's been really fun. I just jumped in, started competing.
You'll see them introduce themselves, and then they have 2 items. There'll be 5 judges in front of them that'll be judging them on their total auctioneering methods. From their appearance, their posture, how they hold themselves on their bid calling, on recognizing a bid, and working with the ringman.
I can understand the numbers, the dollar amounts, which is obviously important when bidding, but I've always wondered, what is it exactly that they're saying?
So we get asked this a lot, and like everybody has a different answer. We do tongue twisters, try to get a feel of what words go together best. It's mainly W's and B's that help you spit out your words. So I say who would give, but I say who do give. So it's 10, who to get 15. So it's who to give 15, not who would give 15, or would you bid, would a bid, instead of would you bid. So it's a lot of just cutting words and kind of you don't understand because it's not really a word, you know what I'm saying? So everyone has their own thing, and it's kind of what makes the auctioneers chant special.
One more time, 35, take care. 40, no time to be here, I'm gonna get 40. I'm gonna hit it more time, bid 45, thinking now 50. I'm 45, now 59, and then 50, 59, and then 50.
It's an awesome experience. I enjoy every day of it. You know, when the old saying, when you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Your first place champion of the Iowa Auctioneer Association Auction Contest is Jared Chambers from Corydon, Iowa.
talent wouldn't even begin to describe everybody that participated today here. They're full of talent. There's some wonderful auctioneers from across the state, across surrounding states. It was an honor to participate and compete against them because I was very surprised when they announced my name as the winner, because there's some top auctioneers that I competed with today.
Growing vegetables has taken on a new challenge. With this contest, it's not just about quality. It helps if the veggies are funny looking.
The fair is well known for celebrating the biggest, the best, and the most artistic. But today at the Ag Building, it's the most unusual that's taking center stage. All right, Rhonda, tell me about the contest.
Anybody can enter. That's a walk-up enter, no entry fee, and it's just they bring their most unusual vegetable that happens to grow in their garden. And it's really a popular contest.
We definitely have some unusual vegetables here.
Yes,
Now,
we do.
Are these crafted by design, or is it luck, or how does this happen?
No, it's just nature. It's whatever happens, in nature, sort of freakish things.
Okay.
And the fairgoers always ask, they started last Friday saying, where's those funny looking veggies, so it's a popular thing.
So how do you win this contest?
We have judges, and they just look at them and say, well, what do you think is the most unusual? It's in their hands.
They either don't have their ground dug deep enough or something.
Oddballs, misfits, Frankenfoods, call them what you will. But today, these vegetables have earned the designation of State Fair Ribbon Winner. What is it that you're looking for in a most unusual vegetable?
Well, we're looking for unusual.
Yes.
We're also looking to see if the quality is good enough to still eat it.
Okay.
Got Richard Nixon.
Darn close, I see they had to add a label to this one so that we would know that those are legs.
What's been the most shocking, most unusual vegetable you've ever seen?
I cannot remember.
Okay, too many to count.
I try and keep those images away.
How about you?
They're all the same thing because we actually are judging for perfection.
Okay.
And these aren't perfection. Ooh.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been at the State Fair here 28 years, but I've been judging here, I'm guessing, about 20 years.
I think it's just the fact that you've been involved with horticulture and have judged at other competitions, and so it's a matter of both experience and somewhat training and learning and that type.
Over here then? Is that where you're at? One?
He's 5.
Okay, you got 5.
So all of those years of study and practice, mastering the garden, has led you up to judging the most unusual vegetable contest.
That's correct. That's correct.
It's just one of those things that comes with the job.
So next time you're picking through your garden and you come across a produce peculiarity, make sure you grab it, because it might make you the next State Fair champ.
Dan Wardell is ready to climb aboard this fast track to fun and discover an amazing playground with some new friends.
Of course, at the Iowa State Fair, they do everything bigger and better and more awesome than you ever could imagine. And take a look at this. Up here by Fun Forest, we have this ultimate train, a train completely built out of wood. And look at this, no slivers. It's fun, it's exciting. It goes on and on and on, and it is waiting for you and your family to have fun at the Iowa State Fair. This train calls to you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what does this train say?
It says, come ride on me, I have free tickets.
It's the train to where, though?
It's a train to Funland.
Tell us about the different parts.
You can climb inside this, you can go over there, and you can go in there.
Now, what is your favorite part about this train?
You can go inside this.
You did not.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are some of the things you do on this train when you play?
I climb all over the place.
When there are that many kids crawling over this sophisticated piece of equipment, what are some of the things you got to think about?
I gotta think about what I do and where I go.
This train is one of a kind, isn't it?
Yes.
What is the best part about this train?
I like climbing on the wall right there.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You can climb on the wall?
Yes.
They let you climb on the wall?
Yes.
Will they let me climb on the wall?
Maybe.
Wait a second, let me see your hands. Hold up your hand like that. Look at that, no slivers, not a single one? Kid approved, kid tested.
Whether big or small, the horses at the Jacobson Exhibition Center are entertainment in motion.
I've been working with miniature horses for close to 20 years now. I only own about 20, 25, but as a trainer, we usually have around 60 head at the farm. They're easy to handle, usually, fun to work with, fun to show.
The drafts are really easy to fall in love with. They all have their unique personality, and the Shires, they're just calm and super easy to work with all the time.
Sandy and I were inducted into the Iowa Draft Horse Hall of Fame. My entire life, our farm has had Belgian draft horses. Multi-generational farm, we've been there since 1873. They're a very powerful breed, but a very caring and giving animal. They're a friend.
AMHR is the American Miniature Horse Registry, and they have two divisions. An A division, which is 34 inches and under. A B division is 38 to 34 inches. So if it says it's under, that means it's one of the smaller horses.
The Iowa State Fair has 187 entries, and that makes it the second largest AMHR show in the nation. The only one larger is the national show.
This is actually my 51st year being involved with Shire. The Shire breed nearly disappeared. In fact, in the early 50s, as near as we can tell, there were only about 25 registered Shires in the United States. So I imported a stallion, and we've been promoting and breeding Shires ever since.
That horse in the front, he's the number one thing you got to worry about. When you're always single like that, it takes a very good horse to keep himself in the center and keep the tug tight and allow that driver to keep control of his wheel pair, but steer that lead horse too, and have that action and more presence in front.
We'll have two judges tonight, so you accumulate points by showing your horse, and if you have two judges, that's like two shows going on at the same time. So like going to one show, they're getting points from two shows.
We're looking for a horse that is a pleasure to drive, got good manners, doesn't require a lot of handling or fixing, and stays the same all the way through.
I'm from Bettendorf, Iowa, and I lived in the city most of my life. I kind of had to find horses on my own. I worked for a trainer who trained these Shires. I fell in love with them, of course. They're great. When you go into the show ring, I mean, they get excited. They know it. They love their jobs.
The Roadster class is a very popular class. We're looking for a horse that can drive in form, evaluate their speed at 3 different trot gates. I think you'll find that there are a large number of exhibitors and horses here today that will go on to the national and be national champions. So that speaks well for Iowa State Fair.
The Supreme 6 Showdowns will have several heats. We'll work each heat individually and then possibly bring some back in for what's called a redrive. I'll be looking for a hitch that works well as a unit, that they're all doing their job. There will be some judging on their quality. The horses kind of bring good people together.
Food at the fair? It's always been a highlight. Our fantastic friend Dean Borg explores fair foods of the past with another State Fair flashback.
Along with everything else, the Iowa State Fair is all about food. And Sean, the fair has come a long way from hot dogs and lemonade and whatever else was in the 1919 era.
Yeah, in the beginning, I think a lot of people didn't necessarily come for the food. They would sometimes bring their own. I know I had relatives that used to bring a basket of food and they'd hide it in the bushes near the Women and Children's Building, and it was something like fried chicken and some breads and maybe some little salads, but very different back in the day, for sure.
On a hot day, hiding food in the bushes.
Yeah, and you'd worry that, you know, there might be bugs get into it, or somebody else might decide, hey, I'm gonna help myself to your lunch, so very different back then.
But it's evolved to very exotic and different foods. In fact, one-upmanship each year.
Oh yeah, and I think nowadays people plan their food route around the fairgrounds. I'm gonna start here maybe with little donuts, and then I'm gonna have some ice cream, then I'll maybe have pork chop on a stick or a corn dog.
But is there still a little bring your own lunch?
Yeah, I think a lot of people still do, especially if some of the thousands of people we have in the campgrounds, a lot of them will go back to their camper for that, or if you're exhibiting an animal in the barn, you'll see a lot of them have full spreads out in the barn next to their animal they're showing. It's pretty interesting.
And prices have changed too over the years, haven't they?
Yeah, they've gone up quite a bit. I know back in the day you could probably go a long ways with a good quarter about getting ice cream or what have you.
And people not only bring food for themselves to eat during the day, but for judging too.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of our most popular contests to enter is the food contest, as there's thousands of them entered every year. One of my favorite stories is when it used to be the food department was under the grandstand, the former ground superintendent, Floyd Dietz, had a call from that an animal had gotten in there. Well, come to find out, a raccoon had helped himself into the cake case, and it must have had really good taste because it went right for the blue ribbon cake, and that's the only one that it ate, but it ate the whole thing.
What's the exotic food? What's the Iowa State Fair noted for as far as food?
I think we do really well with things like items from our pork producers, pork chop on a stick. I don't think you'll find a better pork chop on a stick anywhere in the nation. And then the really interesting desserts or the new mixes, whether it be ice cream nachos that came out last year, that type of thing I think is huge nowadays.
Good eating at the fair.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sean.
4-H steer exhibitors wait all year for this big event. Will their steer, picked earlier as a winner in individual classes, win grand champion? Mike Pearson finds out.
337 4-H steers have walked through the livestock pavilion behind me. One of them is going to go home with the coveted championship banner.
Easy, buddy.
Our judge today is Mark Hogue from Good Hope, Illinois, which is just across the Mississippi River from Fort Madison. Mark is a professor of animal science at Western Illinois University in Macomb, where along with teaching, he is also the coach of the livestock judging team at Western Illinois. It's been a long day of judging for Mark and the staff at the Livestock Pavilion when the first class entered the ring 9 hours ago at 7:30 in the morning. Mark told me during a break that he likes his steers to be built like linebackers, square and solid, yet have good legs for endurance. We're looking at over 30 different class winners in the championship round, each hoping they have the right build to win the championship.
I'm going to line 5 steers up for you that I believe in, I think are good, I think are current in their value, and I really, really stand behind. I ask as an audience, when you go study them and you get down on them, these steers are hot, they're tired, and they've been up and had a long day. Let's not work and focus on the negatives. of each of these individual cattle. Let's focus on the whole picture and the positives that these steers represent for our industry. Most importantly, let's focus on the young people that are leading these cattle around, because from a parent's perspective, that is the number one thing that we can possibly ask for.
And it looks like Mark is ready to make his pick.
Congratulations, young man. Nice job.
And the winning 4-H market steer is shown by Logan McCray of Albia. Logan will be a sophomore at Eddyville Blakesburg when school starts next week.
He's a monopoly out of Char. The one unique thing, he has a big old black birthmark on his back right leg. So I get a lot of questions about that. So he's come a long way since the winter, and it's been a wild ride. He didn't do very good back in December because he wasn't very tame, so we had to kind of work through that, and he's a lot better now than he used to be. The first show we ever took him to was Badger in Wisconsin, and the judge once told me that he said that I shouldn't name him Butthead because all he would do is not what I want him to do. So we had to work through that, and we got that down, and then we started doing a lot better, getting class winners, and then we just waited till State Fair, and here we are.
From the thousands of steers 4-H'ers showed around the state at their county fairs, down to one final champion here at the Iowa State Fair, tons of quality beef produced and lots of lessons learned for Iowa's 4-H'ers.
Tossing rubber chickens around, well, it might not be allowed or expected in very many public places, but here at the fair, hey, it's encouraged, even awarded.
I saw it on the itinerary, and I thought it sounded like a really fun thing, so I decided to come.
My duty was to hand out participation ribbons, and then I'll hand these out when they get all done.
5th place, Vicki Morris, 45 feet.
I've learned get as close as you can, but don't step over the line, so that'll get you scratched.
This is 3 generations.
And you all 3 through today?
Yes, we all 3 through today.
How did it go?
We all 3 messed up. I have never done it before. Oh, darn.
I threw it 1 foot. It stuck in my hand and went right up and right down. We've talked about getting a chicken and practicing. Coming up here. Yes, we have.
It's a lot heavier than you think it is. You can't touch it with the head of the chicken or the feet, so you just have to grab the body of the chicken.
No legs, only body, no neck, yes, only body.
So you gotta get a good grab on it and just throw it as hard as you can, I guess.
Nice. Oh.
Well, for me, I thought it was super. Especially for a lady that is 88 years old and I can't walk at all. I don't get very far, but I love to do it. And the people here love to have me do it too, I think.
Well, 2 years ago, my sister challenged me to sign up, so I won 2 years ago. I missed last year, and I heard the person threw 63 feet. I don't know if that's true or not. So I came to challenge this year. I don't think she was here, though.
First place.
I have 2 sisters that threw too. One placed second. So we're going to start making this a thing.
Actually, this is our 40th year coming. The summer we dated, I'd never been to a fair, and he brought me, and so it's a tradition now. He's an exhibitor at the Ag Building for his hot peppers. I love doing this because I have no other skill.
9th place.
Thank you so much. I've been trying for years and years and years.
And you succeeded. Thank you.
I just tell her to just do her best and try not to hit somebody.
Watch out, tree.
Did you enter a contest and get a ribbon this year? Sure is fun, huh? Here are some results from a few daily State Fair contests. Well, we've made it through the top half of our highlight show for tonight, but stay with us because coming up, we'll find out what it takes to get ready for the tractor and truck pulls. We'll see the action at the stock dog trials, and we'll spend some time with this year's State Fair Queen to see all of the wonderful ways she spends her time at the fair. We're so glad you've joined us here tonight, so come on back for more fun at the Iowa State Fair on Iowa Public Television.
Maybe you couldn't make it to the fair this year, or maybe you couldn't see it all in one day. Hi, I'm Kelly Kramer. At Iowa Public Television, we love to discover the fair for you, and that's only possible because of support from viewers like you. Right now, we're hoping you feel a connection to Iowa Public Television for bringing you and your family these exciting stories. Call now at 800-779-7000 to pledge your financial support. And when you donate at the $60 level, we'll send you this windshield sunshade as our way of saying thank you. Show your love for the world-famous Iowa State Fair by showing your financial support for Iowa Public Television. And stay tuned for more remarkable stories.
Iowa Public Television is bringing you more ways to get involved in our Iowa State Fair coverage. Find us on Twitter and Facebook for live fair coverage and exclusive features. Follow us on Instagram and Snapchat for behind-the-scenes tidbits. And visit iptv.org/fair to watch videos and connect with all IPTV has to offer. Join us online for State Fair fun.
Hey, it's Bill Riley, and one of the most entertaining traditions at the Iowa State Fair is the Talent Championships. Iowa Public Television will be there again this year to cover the magic, excitement, and impressive talents of young Iowans from across our state. Tune in Sunday night at 8 for the Bill Riley Talent Championship, only on Iowa Public Television.
See more of your favorite IPTV programs on YouTube. Follow Market to Market on Twitter. Connect with all our social networks by visiting iptv.org/social.
Visit IPTV at the Iowa State Fair to pick up your IPTV passport to all your favorite programs, whenever, wherever you want to watch. Stop by to say hello to IPTV Kids Clubhouse hosts Dan Wardell and Abby Brown. Take your picture with Clifford, the big red dog. Enter the grand prize drawing, pick up a copy of the August Advance, and vote for your favorite IPTV show. Find us in the Varied Industries building. We'll see you at the fair.
Princess Diana.
I was a rebel. It was underlying. It was always there.
In rarely seen footage, reveals in her own words.
We met 13 times before we got married. I was brought up that when you got engaged with someone, you loved them.
How she found her voice and became more than a princess.
I knew that something profound was coming my way.
Diana, her story.
Tuesday evening at 7 on Iowa Public Television.
Hello, I'm Bill Riley, inviting you to join me for Fair 2017. Iowa Public Television is the only place you'll see in-depth coverage of the Iowa State Fair, from entertainment to agriculture. We've had a blast bringing you a full hour of fair fun each night throughout the week. And now you can enjoy all 6 hours of fair coverage beginning at 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon, followed by the Talent Championships at 8 p.m. See the fair like you won't see it anywhere else, right here on statewide Iowa Public Television. We're cruising closer to the Talent Championship show on Sunday, which means the daily competition at the Riley stage is heating up. Here are the acts that advanced today. Be sure to watch the Talent Championship show right here on Iowa Public Television Sunday night in prime time to see all of the incredible young Iowans compete. Welcome back to the Iowa State Fairgrounds and Iowa Public Television's coverage of the amazing Iowa State Fair. Each year we bring you the highlights from the crowning of the Iowa State Fair Queen, but we don't often get a chance to see the huge amount of work she does after the crowning and throughout the fair. So let's spend a day with the Queen. Your 2017 Iowa State Fair Queen hails from Dubuque County, Jacqueline Ehrlich.
It's been such a surreal feeling. I'm still kind of in shock from Saturday night. I'm so honored and excited to represent this Iowa State Fair.
Oh yeah, I knew that, but okay, thanks. You got the real Queen.
Thank you. You guys got the real Queen. Kind of a celebrity accent. I'm not really ready for all this. I've been coming to the Iowa State Fair since I was 6 years old, so to be here and to experience it in a different light is very cool.
Good job. And they'll look forward to seeing you after you get back to school.
Yes, I'm very excited. To so many people, myself included, it means a gathering of different people, different hobbies and interests and cultures, and it's really just a really wonderful culmination of those things.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Right, thank you so much.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you. Have fun. It's very hectic, so we have a pretty set schedule about events that we need to be going to, but on your way to events, there are always little girls, little boys running up to you and saying, oh my gosh, I want a crown like that. Take a picture with me, or hi, my name is Susie, and I'm really having a great time at the fair.
I just love seeing young girls come up to her in the way that they admire her. And just watching her interact with fairgoers, it just makes me so proud to have her representing our state.
A day with the Queen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
We're
So nice to meet you.
so pleased and so proud.
Thank you. Nice meeting
And I'll
you.
be kind of seeing me around.
Yeah, no, I think it's like more of a 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. kind of day. Crazy hectic, but the most amazing hectic I've ever had.
2017 Iowa State Fair Queen Jacqueline Ehrlich from Dubuque County.
So we are in the middle of the swine show, and the judges are picking the best pigs right now, and then I will hand out the ribbons to the winners. Yeah, so any baking contests, eating contests, livestock contests, hand out ribbons. So 9 to 5 are blue, and then come back.
Yep,
Okay.
sure.
Cool. I can do that.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. We just appear at things, say hello to people, and it's wonderful. Hi, how are you?
I want to give you all congratulations, honey. Oh, it's so awesome. Very, very awesome.
Thank you. It's hard not to smile though when you're at this fair. It's wonderful. Did you guys fly or did you drive? Fly. everyone is so friendly. They come from families and from farms, and they are so willing, and they love being here and having a great time. So I love the atmosphere and the appreciation and the love that I get from everybody here.
The truck and tractor pulls are a tradition at the Iowa State Fair Grandstand. Let's take a walk behind the scenes with Mike Pearson.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few short hours, this ground behind me that is beautifully manicured will begin to shake, and the skies will be full of black smoke as we kick off the Grand Outlaw National Truck and Tractor Pull here at the Iowa State Fair. Come along with us as we meet some of the characters driving these amazing machines.
The sounds were the same, but the sights were quite a bit different for the 2017 Grand Outlaw National Truck and Tractor Pulls. The racetrack at the grandstands is no more, and only the straightaway remains for this year's event. Changes for this sport happen all the time. Drivers often change their vehicle to change strategies. Let's meet one of the pullers changing how he is approaching the two-wheel drive truck class.
We're here with Mark Ham from Swisher, Iowa. And Mark, this caught our eye. We're sitting here, you got the hood up, you got the whole body up, right, and we're looking at this engine. Tell us, we got twin turbos. What are we looking at here?
It's a 572 all aluminum motor. I was running a blower, like a supercharger on it, and I decided to try the turbos. I think down the road I can make more power with it. This is actually going to be one of the first times I've ran it. I ran it last Friday night in just a short pass, and it ran okay. So hopefully I can get more out of it today. Yep.
How much horsepower are we looking at sitting here in all aluminum?
The two-wheel drive guys like to say they have 3,000 horsepower. So that's what they say. I don't know if this one does. I don't know.
Classes divide the competition. 7 of those carve out the tractors. From modifieds to super farm, each group is classified by mechanics. The number of turbochargers, the type of fuel burned, and how many and what kind of engine are how they break down the field. Similar rules apply to the trucks, ranging from two-wheel drive trucks to a class of super modified four-wheel drive trucks.
I'm Richard Mance. I'm from Ogden, Iowa.
Now, Richard, we're sitting here, we're looking at a Chevy truck body sitting on a big engine.
Yeah.
Tell us about this engine.
Okay, this is a Chevrolet engine. It's bored out and stroked. We're running a 572 Chevy motor, and it's fuel injected on alcohol.
When you're burning alcohol, how does that compare to when you push the throttle versus a gas or a diesel engine?
Okay, well, an alcohol on some weather condition can be a little temperamental to get it to go, but once you get her going, she'll light and go.
And how many years have you been pulling?
Oh, I started roughly in 1993, so we've been doing this for 27 years. I got to count there.
How many times have you been running here at the fair?
Ever since I started pulling, we've been down here every year.
Some sports historians believe the game of horseshoes dates back thousands of years. Let's meet some modern-day competitors.
My name's Ron Raleigh. I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa.
My name's Leroy Law. I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa. Hey, we got the State Fair Doubles Championship going on today.
You want to practice? Go out there and practice on the courts right now.
Today at 9:30, we're going to have the Iowa State Doubles Championship.
You need a partner? Come on over. If you got a partner, come on over. We're going to play horseshoes this morning.
That means there's going to be 2 people on each team.
And one person will stand at one end of the horseshoe courts and the other one at the other end. One of them will pitch down and then the other one will pitch the shoes back. Oh, the very popular one. I'm very happy with these numbers. They're very good turnout today. I mean, as far as importance, it's important too. To these guys, they're looking forward to this.
Nope, I'm not doing it today. Nope. I've done it in the past though, and I've won it before. Yeah.
Some of these guys have been playing horseshoes a long time.
Yeah, I gave up golf because this is frustrating enough. I didn't need 2 frustrations, things in my life, so I quit golfing.
Oh no, I've been pitching since about 91. Well, actually, I pitched when I was a kid, and then I quit about when I became a teenager. Yeah. Oh no, this is all fun and games with me. And some people take it that serious, but I just like to play. Yeah. And I win some and I lose some.
Sometimes one partner can't play as well as they want to, but I don't think, they get along very well.
We're gonna be last.
We was last year, so we expect last place this year.
Yeah. There's one.
I don't pitch with my husband. I just don't. I just get really frustrated with him.
Sign of a good marriage.
Right.
Well, I think, what is it, 2 years in a row?
2 years running, yeah. 3-peating this year.
Yeah, we're figuring on winning again today.
So it's just kind of a more social thing than really a big competition. We just kind of like to kid around.
Yeah, we're waiting for the next ones, getting warmed up.
We know everybody pretty much, players from around the state, and it's just a friendly competition.
We just have a good time. It's just a break from everybody down there at the fair. It's just a nice group, to get together. Yeah, we don't get to see each other maybe except one time a year here at the fair, so it's fun.
The State Fair is chock full of kids who show all sorts of animals, even unique ones like llamas.
I'm 13, I'm going into 7th grade.
Troy Mann of Oskaloosa, Iowa is a quiet teenager, but he does like to talk about his llamas that he and his family raise.
I have 5, Marquis, Scarlett, Tucker, Party Time, and Joe. And Joe is just calm, Marquis is a Surrey, Scarlett is crazy, Party Time is calm.
We have 5 adopted children that we adopted through the foster care system. Our oldest child is now 24, 23, 22, 21, and Troy is our youngest at 13. We were not expecting to adopt. We were just going to have 1 or 2 children and could not, and so we adopted 1, and then we were just content. We're looking for 1 more, and we ended up with 5. So there we are. I can't really give you a reason why, other than we just always saw them at the state fair. We'd always just watch and show them, and then I got connected with a gal that lives close by, and that's how we got started. So, and that's been like 15 years ago. They were just more of something to have around, as something enjoyable, and then we started showing, and it led to one thing after another, and this is where we are today, not knowing that this is what's going to happen.
Troy has been showing llamas since he was 3 years old. Today, the unique animals are his main 4-H project. He likes their personalities, which he and his dad both describe as being similar to that of cats.
They're calm and they'll get close to you if they want to. They're easy and fun.
The 7th grader shows them in 4 different categories for 4-H, including pack, showmanship, public relations, and obstacle.
Public relations is something you do in public. Pack is when you put a pack on your llama and go through obstacles. Obstacle is just going through obstacles. And showmanship is just showing your llama to the judge.
When Troy was 10 months old, he had an arteriovenous malformation, or AVM. It's a bleed in the brain that caused paralysis on his right side. It has made for some challenges.
Not be able to hold the lead rope and getting the pack on and off.
He's lost everything on the right side because of the AVM, and he has no vision on the right side of either eye. So like when he's in the show ring, he does not see the judge half the time. And some of the obstacles he needs to make sure the llama's following him, well, he doesn't see the right side, so he's got to turn his whole body to make sure the llama's following him.
Despite it all, Troy has overcome the obstacles. Troy has won several awards over the years, including National Grand Champion, something he is on track to do again this year. While rewarding, his dad says showing for 4-H has taught Troy so much more.
Oh, I did not expect any of this to be where we are. This is just bigger than what Tammy and I are. This is just so much huge. Sorry.
There's a brilliant reason to be brave and enter a food contest for the first time. The beginners categories. What a great idea.
I've always wanted to enter the fair, so I just decided this was the year I was going to do it.
I think you find some of the more basic dishes. You don't find anything that's necessarily fancy. I think it's a big part of the spirit of the fair, you know? You see, good moist meatball.
I think because you can only do the beginner's class your first year, it's really worth trying it out. And I think it gets you get your feet wet on what it's all about and how judging looks.
Of course, I wanted to pick a recipe that I knew that I had made well in the past. So I chose my lemon bar recipe because it was something that my friends and family have always enjoyed.
If you have a specialty recipe or something your family has been encouraging you to enter in the Iowa State Fair for years, and you finally get the nerve up, your competition are going to be your peers, people that are just showing for the first time here as well. And so you have a great opportunity to learn a lot about how it works to exhibit at the fair and get the experience and have a real shot at the ribbon.
I think the other thing that's unique is that you're sitting with all of the other people who are also, it's their first time doing it as well. And so you feel a little bit of like camaraderie, like, hey, we did it. It's our first time, we made our first entry. So I think that's a cool part of it.
People bringing their food to the fair and see, look what I can do.
So I stuck with our recipe and I obviously had some good luck with that.
And then in first place is Meredith Willie. And she did, oh, she's here. She did these lemon bars.
The winning of the ribbon is so special, and if it's a blue ribbon, that's just awesome. But if not, you try again next year. You know, it's just, I think this is one of the hubs of the Iowa State Fair is the food competitions.
Dogs and humans have a special connection in the stock dog trials as they work to herd animals and impress the judges.
Something I got into because I had herding dogs at home for moving cattle around, and just kind of was a nice mix of both. You know, you could use your working dogs in a sport that's kind of fun.
The instinct is to
work and try and control something. So therefore we teach the dog 4 basic commands. We want the dog to flank clockwise or counterclockwise on the perimeter of the livestock, and a stop command, and then a command for the dog to approach the stock and take them off in a certain direction. So with those 4 basic commands, they've got control, should have control of the dog out there to where they can maneuver the dog from point A to point B, so to speak.
I bought my first Border Collie about 15 years ago. My boys went off to college, so I needed a dog. Well, when you get a dog, then you get hooked on trial. And that's why I enjoy the competition, the camaraderie, the Iowa State Fair.
Well, I got into stock dogs to learn how to work a dog, and then the trialing kind of came afterwards. And I really go to a trial to see good dogs work and see good stockmanship, and not so much to win, even though everybody likes to win. But I started, I got an Australian Shepherd, and he was afraid of everything. And I got a Border Collie, and that was about 30 years ago. And you just keep learning and learning and learning, and it's never ending.
I'm looking for the dog to not cross over on its outrun, to stay out on the perimeter, to get behind the livestock and approach the stock quietly and bring the cattle back to the handler as straight as possible. And then once they pass around behind the handler clockwise, then the obstacles that they go through is judged strictly on time and points.
It's not something you intuitively figure out. The dogs are so much smarter, it seems, than we are. And it's not, you know, it's just not something you go and pick up. I guess a few people do, but it took me a long time. And you go to clinics and you talk to people, but you know, I think the main thing is find someone you like, how their dogs work, and find a dog that comes from working parents that you like the dog, and you know, just take it slow and try and learn all you can, and people are willing to help.
I've been coming here for about 8 years. In the last 3 years I provided cattle. I didn't this year, but I have most all the other years in the past. Just been a neat, it's one of the funnest crowds to run at. Just a lot of spectators and a lot of good dogs.
Feel the magic of the State Fair from your seat on the couch as you experience a moment in time, as if you were there at the fair. Well, we've come to the end of our fair coverage for this evening. We certainly hope you've enjoyed our program. And not to worry, we're still working very hard putting the final touches on tomorrow night's episode. But if you need a little fair fix prior to that, you can go to our website to check out this year's and past year's fair video stories and even join our social media conversations. We've been having a blast sharing the fair action online. Hey, here's what we got planned for tomorrow night's big show. You will cringe and giggle as some brave youngsters saddle up for mutton busting. We'll see the awesome Budweiser Clydesdales, and we'll meet some masterfully skilled whistlers. The State Fair train, it keeps rolling along, my friends, so let's keep it chugging. Until tomorrow, I'm Bill Riley. Have fun at the fair.
Funding for Fair 2017 is brought to you by Friends, the Iowa Public Television Foundation. Mid-American Energy Company and its Energy Advantage program are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. The Iowa Lottery. Each year, lottery proceeds provide millions of dollars to finance state programs that benefit all Iowans. The Iowa Lottery, putting the woo-hoo into state funding since 1985.
At EMC, our business is taking care of your business, and it has been for more than a century. We provide property, auto, and life coverage for nearly 500 types of businesses in communities across the country. Count on EMC.